Yeah. What do you think, Al? Do you have anything to add, or should we move on to this next fight?
No, let's move on to this was the main
Oh,
event for me.
oh yeah. And you know your boy. Hey, listen, Gregor Gillespie. The guy took a lot of disrespect this week, man. I was very surprised. I thought a lot of my cohorts, right? A lot of cappers out there were going to be on Gregor Gillespie because I figured they'd see what I saw. But that was not the case, man. Carlos Diego Ferreira was a very strong dog play this week. I saw a lot of people whose opinion I respected very high on this guy. And don't get me wrong, he did have a good performance. And first off, let's just touch on the fact for as long as this fight lasted, for my money, Al, this might have been the greatest grappling display we've ever seen from two guys in the octagon.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
okay, people who don't like grappling, I'm sure were even on the edge of their seat. This was reversal after position after. It was just a real thing of beauty. Ultra high level wrestling versus ultra high level jiu-jitsu. And my man Gregor Gillespie, the motor, the cardio, the gas tank, he says it himself. He is the most conditioned fighter in the UFC. Habib's gone. The guy might be the best pure wrestler in the UFC. Gregor Gillespie goes out here and cooks CDF. I mean, it was good early. Carlos Diego Ferreira probably wins the first round, right? Lands some really good shots, does a great job defending. About 10 takedown attempts from Gregor. Gregor just doesn't quit, eventually wears him down. I mean, fought tooth and nail, looked tired, overcame it. Man, it's that wrestling cardio. It's that wrestling mindset. Yeah, I am tired, but you know what? Suck it up and overcome. Eventually finds himself in dominant position, rains down the blows. Gregor Gillespie, I had a bet on him. He absolutely cashes. Felt great about it, man. Here's one that Al, for real, I thought Gregor Gillespie was decent value at minus 185, where this was earlier in the week. This dude got all the way down to like minus 135 on some books. And that's where it just goes to say, man, money flowed in on Carlos Diego Ferreira this week. Gregor Gillespie, this guy's on another level. One thing I got to talk about, because we got to talk about it, and I'm not even gonna theorize, man. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna fire some shots right now. That was a calculated weight miss by Carlos Diego Ferreira. He missed his 5 pounds. I talk about it all the time. We see guys miss weight by 5 pounds going up against a guy with a wrestle-heavy game plan. Why? They don't want to be as depleted. They don't want to deplete the gas tank, and they want to come in as heavy as possible to defend a takedown. I mean, CDF is a big lightweight, okay? Gregor Gillespie is not, okay? CDF absolutely had a size advantage there, a weight advantage, but what he did not have was a heart advantage.
Yeah.
Gregor Gillespie, man, an absolutely inspiring performance. The next time you're at the gym, you're trying to get in that last rep. You're trying to crank out that last mile on the treadmill. You think about Gregor Gillespie and tell me you aren't inspired to finish and win. He's got the heart of a champion, the heart of a lion, the heart of a contender. Gregor Gillespie cashes. Al, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, I had Gillespie, and I also had the under, which cashed at a pretty decent price, plus 160. And I just thought, my bet was, I'm gonna bet the favorite, but basically the path to victory that I saw for Diego was for him he would have to have knocked him out, and then especially with him missing weight, I even thought it even more. And yeah, you said it pretty good. Like, the line opened at minus 190 back in April, and the best odds at closing minus 144. So there was so much value. I got in on him at minus 150 and was kicking myself that I didn't wait a little bit more, because I love CDF. This is such a weird fight because it looked like we saw the worst out of both of these fighters at different points in this fight. Let's talk about how, Gillespie was getting dominated kind of and he was so fatigued at the end of the first round. The doctor came in and checked on him because he was a little bit wobbled in between rounds. And I thought, God, this is not going good at all. And but the heart the heart on this guy, man, like unbelievable. And to come back like that, and I just thought Diego, that was I don't know if you call that a quit job, but he just folded. Like there was no fight left in him. Like I feel like he could have did something. He just didn't want to be in there at that point. He was so fatigued. I don't know. Like I don't know where his career path goes after this. He didn't look that good. And I think this is like the third time that he's missed weight over the past like 4 years. And I thought he looked a little bit slow, like as far as the striking goes, even compared to the Dariush fight. I guess it makes sense. He's 36 years old. He's coming off, like you said, he's having difficulty cutting weight, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's disappointing because, like I said last week, this guy was like one of the, he was on his trajectory was in the top 5 of the lightweight division. And I think it was basically a combination of an injury, having fights canceled, the pandemic, getting COVID, and then I think he was supposed to fight Drew Dober, and that fight ended up getting canceled. And then he fought Beneil Dariush again, lost that fight, and then misses weight. Like he's probably going to get cut. You know what I mean? Like
oof. Yeah, man, I don't know about that. I mean, honestly, the dude is ultra. Listen, I'm still high on both guys. I'm very high on Gregor Gillespie, and I'm still high on Carlos Diego Ferreira. But like you said, 36 years old, fighting at lightweight. The clock is ticking, and there is not a lot of time left. So
yeah, does he? Does he have? Does he have the frame to move up to 170?
I mean, he probably could. I think we probably have smaller welterweights. Honestly, Al, I don't really think the guy. Listen, he did look bad at weigh-ins. I don't know if that was an act job or what, but I guess maybe let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Al, maybe you're right, man. The older you get, the harder it is to cut the weight. Maybe he does need to move up. I will say this, though, man. The guy looked good for as long as it lasted. He just got cooked by Gregor, and that's what Gregor does. He knows you're not going to be able to hang with that pace, and he's going to keep going regardless of how tired he is. So, Al, I don't know what's next for Carlos, but I know what's next for Gregor, and it's going to be somebody very high level. I mean, coming, this was a big win, and we do need to say props to Gregor Gillespie. Had a fight get canceled against Brad Riddell, fight that I favored him quite a bit in that matchup. This was a tougher matchup he took as a replacement fight. Guy misses weight, and he still says, yeah, I'm taking the fight. I've been off too long. We really need to give this guy his props to go in there under such a specific scenario and, a close fight, dominant, super entertaining performance, and then ends up capping it off with a dominant finish, right? So Gregor Gillespie is going to get somebody good. Another guy that's not terribly young, a guy that kind of got to the game late. Gregor needs to really step on the gas, especially after missing out a whole year of his prime. So let's get Gregor Gillespie somebody with some name value and see what this guy can really do. And I got to be honest, I think with this game plan, man, as far as I'm concerned, for my money, man, a guy with a wrestle heavy game plan that's as good as he is in transitions with an engine that won't stop sounds like a money train to me. You know what I'm saying, Al?
Yeah, and he's won 7 of his 8 fights by way of stoppage in the UFC.
Incredible.
7-1 for plus 9.4 units on the inside the distance prop. And at some points in this fight, it didn't look good at all. And he cashed tonight at plus 375 inside the distance. I got a matchup, and this might be I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself. Islam Makhachev.
Shoo, sheesh. Yeah, man. I listen, I like it from a wrestling standpoint, and holy crap, Al, that's a damn good fight. Like, I'm so high on Islam Makhachev, though. Like, oh my goodness. Oof. Man, I like the thought, but I'm a fan of both guys. I don't want to see somebody have to take that L. You know what I mean? So, but it is an intriguing matchup, Al, for sure.
Yeah, I would say either that or like I don't know, like maybe give him. I don't think Kevin Lee would want to do that, but give him a rematch with Kevin Lee because like he's got to fight somebody. I I would say somebody in the top 10, no matter what.
Right
Somebody
in
ahead
that,
of him.
yeah,
Yeah.
right in that
Somebody.
range. You know,
Yeah.
this might be a good one. How about the loser of Dariush Ferguson, which is another thing I want to bring up.
Oh yeah.
We learned quite a bit about the wrestling and grappling ability of Beneil Dariush in this matchup, okay?
Yeah.
Beneil had a much easier time staying on top of Carlos Diego Ferreira than Gregor Gillespie, a four-time All-American NCAA national champion wrestler. I'll be honest, man, that adds some weight for me thinking of how these jiu-jitsu and wrestling exchanges are going to play out against Tony Ferguson. So I think we learned a tremendous amount in this fight, so much so it's bleeding into other fights. Man, and we've talked about that matchup, right? We got it coming up this week. It's incredible. I cannot believe we've got UFC another pay-per-view already this weekend, a week from tonight. I'm ready to be. Let's get this recap done. I'm ready to
Yeah.
look forward to. I'm ready to look forward to next week. You know what I mean?